Well, hey there, everybody. How y'all doing? Thank y'all for coming back. As always, I appreciate it. I really hope you're having a wonderful day or night, and welcome back to my channel. As always, I am Deluxe. So, let's do another Transformer overview. All right. So, I know nobody's probably watched this thing called Transformers Warforcybertron on Netflix. I don't know if anybody heard it came out or anything. And I know for sure nobody's done an overview video on their channel. I just know I'm proud to be the first one. Aren't y'all? Y'all happy? Nothing? Y'all quiet? Y'all shy? Okay, that's how it's going to be tonight. All right. But anyways, I'm just kidding. I watched some of them. They're really good and everything. But they're all professional and everything. I have notes. I'm not professional. Whatever. I'm not professional. Anyways, I love to butcher words. That's what I do. If you listen to me on Shattercast, I used to do it a lot of times. Adamon, anybody? Adamon? I used to call the Adaman to the Adamon. Okay. Anyways, so let's talk about episode 1. Like I said, I watched it on Thursday, so I took some notes. Then I watched it again tonight, and I probably missed some stuff, so I'm gonna go over that. I may repeat myself on some of the stuff, but I do that a lot anyway. So what's it matter? So, opening scene. Thought it was really cool, man. The Seekers flying in. You had the lightning effect and everything. It really showed them in the shadows of the clouds. That was pretty sweet. I like that. Flying around, hit the city. The city's attacking them. And then when he's flying around, and it kind of looked like the Star Wars scene a little bit whenever the Seekers flying through and everything, through the buildings and everything. But anyways, so he gets hit, knocks over one of the columns or whatever, the towers, and it falls. And then another Seeker comes in, transforms, and then it shows Bumblebee and Wheeljack. But Bumblebee's not an Autobot. It's really weird. I kind of thought he was one of the mercenaries. He was trying to find Energon for them, and he was going to get paid and everything. He was kind of bossy a little bit, but just weird to see Bumblebee as that kind of a character. But it is different from G1, so a little bit. Anyway, thought it was a really cool nod that showed them. They were the first 2 Autobots that were shown. Why not show them in this one as well, then the Seekers and everything. So that's pretty cool. And then they run into Jetfire and the Seekers. And Jetfire is the leader of the Seekers, which is really weird as well. And and Jetfire's kind of an ass, to be honest, especially to Starscream. He is mean. He cut his arm off and everything. It's just like, I forgot to say, this is spoilers, and I'll put it in. I'm sorry I didn't tell anybody, but you'll see it in my header and everything. But this is spoilers and everything. So, anyways, cuts off Starscream's hand, and just back and forth and everything. But I love Starscream. I thought his voice and just the way he acts. That's Starscream. Come on now. But Jetfire, really weird to see him that way as well. And then they try to get away. They're fighting amongst each other. It's just weird. I mean, come on now. Already fighting against each other. And then they run into Megatron. This is Wheeljack and Bumblebee. And he walks in all, Billy Badass and everything. And then they show them lips. What them lips do, yo. My goodness, them some give you some good old kisses. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And they yell, "All hail Megatron," and I think that's pretty cool. I thought, "Oh, hail Megatron," that's really nice. So I thought that's really good nod and everything. Like I said, Jetfire's leader of the Seekers, weird and everything. Love the destruction of Cybertron. It's just war stricken and everything. It just destroyed and everything. And I love the battle damage, the animation on them. It is so cool. Because the G1 stuff was really clean, but man, you could just tell they've been through just hell and back, and it's just really awesome. I love the battle damage and the way Cybertron looked. I thought it was really cool. And they're fighting and everything, and Megatron and everything, which was really cool. I thought, when Prime came in and transformed and all this stuff, and they started fighting, and Prime got his ass whooped and everything, and they're going back and forth, all that stuff. I thought that was pretty cool, and there's a lot of freedom. Freedom is all the right to every Sentinel being and all that stuff. It's just how this, you had the freedom to do this. So there's a bunch of, remember, you need more cowbell. Well, this Transformer, you need more freedom. That's what you need and everything. So that's pretty neat and everything. So, and then, right as Prime was almost probably going to get shot, and, Megatron's talking. That's the one thing. They kept on talking. With the Seekers and Jetfire, could have killed Wheeljack and Bumblebee. They just kept on talking. It's like, stop talking and shoot. Come on now. But anyways, then Elita 1 shows up, you know, and ambushes them and everything. That's pretty cool. Kills one of the Rainmakers, shot his head off. That was pretty sweet and everything. So that's pretty neat. So she's pretty badass and everything, you know, and she cares, you know, they're talking, you know, you could tell the sexual tension between Elita 1 and Optimus Prime. I know you're not supposed to talk about that, but, you know, it was pretty there, but everything. So she really cares for him, but, you know, she knows that Prime is stubborn. And he really is. He's stubborn throughout this first episode a lot and everything. So, you know, let's see. And then they, you know, go into the base and it's Wakanda, you know, because they walk into it, you know, there's nothing there. It's like a mirage or something like that, and they just walk into it like Wakanda. So that, you know, Wakanda forever. You know, that was pretty cool. The arc looked really cool. I thought the animation for the arc was really nice. Then they show in, they're walking and everything, and it was weird that, you know, I know it was kind of their fault, you know, for the animation was kind of when they were running or just everything, they ran like I would, you know, because I'm pretty big guy, and I was just it's slow mo, like, and they just, you know, and it wasn't their fault. It's just that, you know, they looked like the toys. So they had big calves, you know, and everything, big arms and everything, you know, Moon Racer or whoever, you know, one of the females, they had the big old backpacks and everything, and you could just tell when they were moving, it's just like really slow mo, like ooh, like just weird and everything. So that's weird and everything. So that was, you know, whatever. But yeah, when we walk in, you know, they're walking in and the Autobots are just all laying around. They're all just, you know, just messed up and everything. You know, they're down in the dumps and everything. And then Prime talks with Ultra Magnus, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know, because in the '86 movie, you know, he gives off the Matrix to Ultra Magnus, and you know, really wasn't a backstory to the friendship and everything. But now you see a little bit of that, and that's really cool. You know, I thought that was really nice and everything between them two and everything. So you know, like I said, Prime is stubborn. You know, he's just stubborn throughout this. You know, they got jokes. I remember Wheeljack said something about, Starscream said something about his hand or something like that, and Wheeljack said, oh, you mean that hand? The one that got cut off and everything? That was pretty funny. So there were some, you know, subtle jokes in there. I thought that was pretty good. Weird thing, when Prime got loud, when he yelled, like, we are not the Decepticons. It just felt weird and everything to hear him like that. You know, I'll talk about the voice acting a little bit. You know, we're not the Decepticons. And then, like I said, Jetfire is pretty, you know, he's a butthole throughout the first series or the first episode. Then it shows Megatron giving the speech and everything. Thought that was pretty cool. So that's what I saw the first time. The second time I went through, you know, I said all that stuff. I thought B was maybe a mercenary or something like that. He wasn't an Autobot, which is really weird. Let's see what else I talked about. And when during the third, you know, when the Seekers are, you know, talking with the Wheeljack and Bumblebee, they couldn't tell that Wheeljack was an Autobot. So he had to scan him. I'm like, he has the Autobot symbol right on his chest. I mean, I guess, you know, it could be like a spy or something like that, but it was just weird they had to scan him just to tell they were Autobot or Decepticon. But, you know, whatever. That's pretty cool. Let's see. Starscream had a day. Yeah, so when Starscream is talking with, you know, Megatron, you know, he's saying Starscream had a good day. You know, I'm tired of fighting this war. We need to end the Autobots right now. And then Jetfire, you know, comes in and tries to put him in his place and everything. And Megatron's like, and everything. And then, you know, with the discussion with Megatron and Wheeljack, you know, he had compassion a little bit, you know, because they've been fighting this war forever and everything. And the Autobots were kind of the upper class, and the Decepticons were the lower class, you know, and everything in this. And, you know, just he felt compassion, like he wanted to sign a treaty. He wanted to end this war. And so the first episode, he felt, you know, kind of, you know, like he had compassion. Autobots, and it's like, I want us to get together and everything. But I think it would have been like, if he would have done that, they would have, you know, backstabbed them and, you know, made them slaves and everything. So, you know, it's just where he did have a little compassion. You know, he didn't want to destroy them. But then, you know, if they don't listen to him, he's like, okay, he's walking off like, okay, just, you know, kill the, you know, the Autobot, you know, so and everything. So that's pretty cool. This, you know, Starscream says that's disrespectful, and Jetfire tries to put him in his place, just like I said, and everything. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, it takes forever for them to kill somebody. It's like they had aim, fire. It's like, why do you gotta say aim and fire? You know how to aim and fire. Come on, Jetfire and everything. So, anyways, I missed hearing the transformation sounds on the. You know, it's been a while since we watched the cartoon. I loved hearing that. You know, that was pretty cool. Elita 1 touching Prime on his chest and everything. Oh, so sweet and everything. So that's pretty good. You know, Ultra Magnus respecting Prime. You know, great backstory from the, you know, before the, you know, the '86 movie, like I said. Prime calling out, or B calling out Prime to join the Autobots, because he's like, you know, he was walking up and he's like, I'm not going to do it. And Prime's like, well, what are you going to ask you? And he's like, well, was it, did I look like I was going to ask you something like that? That was pretty cool. I thought, that him yelling and everything, that's pretty cool. Meg saying Prime, this is when Megatron at the end of episode 1 is giving the speech and telling everybody that Prime tried to assassinate him and everything. It was just like, come on now, he's trying to play the crowd and everything and everything. So that's pretty cool. Ultra Magnus walking up in his cloak and everything. I thought that was a really nice scene and everything. And I love the scene with the Decepticon base. That was a pretty nice little animation thing and everything. So that was the end of episode 1. Pretty good episode. Nice, kind of a backstory on some of the characters, and they do get better throughout, with the backstory and everything. So yeah, that was my thoughts on episode 1. So let's get to episode 2. All right, on to episode 2. So I know the first episode I was a little sloppy. I was going back and forth and everything. So I was like, why don't I just combine what I have on the notes? So I don't know why I didn't do that. So sorry about the first episode. It's kind of messy, but hopefully episode 2 will be all right. So talk about episode 2, really dark episode so far, feel to them and everything, a little kind of like the Prime feel, the Prime was a little dark and everything. Fighting amongst the Decepticon is always funny. I thought they're just bickering back and forth each other. Oh, classic G1. Barricade miss. Like, come on now, how could you miss Ultra Magnus? He's a big old block, and you pa-tew, and it goes right over his shoulder. It's like, come on now. Oh, Barricade. But it's pretty cool they put in Barricade. I didn't think he would even get on there. Sitting on, Meg sitting on the throne with all Decepticons lined up. That was pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. That was freaking awesome. So many Seekers, too. There's tons. I know we got recolors of, the Rainmakers and everything. Oh, we had so many recolors. Javis. Like I said, so many Seekers. Weird Ultra Magnus surrenders, but I get it. He wants to end the, the war. He's like, come on now. Megatron, we were brothers. We fought together and everything. That's, that's pretty cool. When Meg's, they're talking at the table, the long table for some, why is there 2 chairs? Or 2, I guess, thrones or whatever, and this long table, breaking bread for supper and everything. So there's a pic, when Ultra Magnus showing, there's a pic of Megatron on the wall, and it just reminded me when I saw that. If you ever watch Old School with Will Ferrell, and at the wedding, he's got that pic with him and his wife next, and he's just like that, it's got that weird look. That picture, when I saw that, just brought back to Old School and everything. It's funny. If you ever seen that movie, that's a hilarious movie. So I saw that, I was like, oh my God, this is Will Ferrell. So anyways, long talk with Ultra Magnus and everything, saving each other. So it gave kind of a backstory with them two, and I thought that was pretty cool. I love the little backstories and everything. That was really nice and everything. So the talk amongst them was pretty cool. Till All Are One is said a lot throughout the series and everything, and that's pretty cool. Throw back to G1 and stuff. Shockwave is really short. Most of these guys are really short. I mean, Megatron towered over Barricade when they had to come back, which will be later on. You can just see, like, he's just huge. Megatron's huge. So really nice. Nice nod to all the, the Allspark as a relic. Is it a nod to Bayverse? Probably not, but, you can get people mad. Don't ever compare G1 to Bayverse. Brr. That's what Transformer fans sound like on Facebook. I just imagine that. So, anyways, yeah, really nice nod, as a relic, and everything. That's pretty cool. So, they're going to use that, try to reformat all the Autobots to Decepticons. That's pretty cool, concept. I thought it was nice idea and everything. And then Jetfire starts to question him. So I think that when he starts questioning, like, where's the honor in that? That looks painful. I don't want to win it like this and everything. So, kind of gets Jetfire leaning towards the Autobots and everything. I thought that's pretty cool. And then let's see, they ambush the Autobots. The roll call was pretty cool. They got Skytread, Impactor, and Spinister. That's pretty cool. Little roll call. Another throwback to the last night. Remember Bayverse? They did the roll call with the Decepticons. Yeah, come on now. So that's pretty cool. So they ambushed and everything. Cog got messed up. I mean, he got just blasted. I mean, this little side is all gone and everything. So that was kind of sad. Thought he might have died, but he comes back and everything. The using of the weaponizer was awesome when Sideswipe. Not Red Alert, but Sideswipe was running, and then a recolor of Cog transformed and formed on his back, and that was pretty sweet. I thought that's pretty neat. I like that. That's awesome. Let's see. Then Megs, like I said, was next to Barricade, was just huge. Like, he just towered over him and everything. Thought we lost Impactor, but You know, you'll find out later on that he is still alive and everything, so that's pretty cool. And Bumblebee is a little sneaky sneak. He took that, you know, Energon and just said, I'm going to sell this myself. And everything. So that was in episode 2. That was a pretty good episode. Like, it is dark and everything, but it's really nice. I liked the first 2 episodes, so let's get to episode 3. Yeah. All right, on to episode 3. So we start off and Ratchet shows up. Pretty cool. I like that. Megatron saying once again, you know, Prime, he's making an announcement over the speakers and everything that Prime murdered one of his fine soldiers, Impactor, but he didn't die. It was really cool. I really like Impactor. I think he's a good soldier. Ratchet finds, you know, Impactor and saves him and everything. Very nice and everything. Man, Prowl is really short. He's shorter than Alita 1, and he's really shorter than Prime. I just didn't see it, you know, it's just weird. Looked weird and everything. So Starscream is awesome. He's just himself, like I said earlier. I like it. Honorable, you know, heritage. Seekers are just sheep. You know, like, yeah, okay, we'll follow you, whatever, and everything. So that's pretty cool and everything. You know, Starscream's talking smack to saying that, you know, they're cowards and everything. Then then the Megatron shows up and he just like, oh, you know, like, oh yes, mighty Megatron, you know, or something like that. It transforms like you're supposed to be on patrol or whatever. That's what Jetfire said. And it's just perfect Starscream. I mean, come on now. That's awesome and everything. And Jetfire called him a tool and everything. And they said, you know, all that stuff and everything. That's pretty nice. So, love the look of the space bridge. I thought that was pretty cool looking. I guess B is a scavenger. He's not a mercenary. I thought he might be a mercenary or something like that. But he's kind of like a scavenger. He just, you know, looking for stuff and everything. Just to get paid. He just wants to make some money. You know what I'm talking about? Some credits and everything. So, Shockwave talking smack. And then almost got killed by Megatron, which that would have been weird. But yeah, that was pretty, you know, a little dark moment and everything. Cool to see Mirage as a Decepticon. You know, they did the Netflix things and all that stuff, and I thought that was pretty cool. And so the dark scene with the Autobots on the spikes, that was really like, wow. I mean, it really, there's some dark moments in this, you know, and everything. So it's really, you know, a little dark on the side and everything. So awesome battle scene where Mirage splits into like 3 or 13 of them like that. You don't know which one he is and everything. Thought it was pretty cool. That was a nice little Mirage scene right there. Spinister, he dies, I guess. I mean, he gets, you know, Optimus Prime just uppercuts him, and he lands on the spike, and I guess he's dead now, which really sucks. I mean, I thought he'd be pretty cool character and everything, but more likely he'll come back or something like that. Let's see, Ratchet questioning, you know, Prime's motive as always. You know, he's a healer, not a fighter. You know, kind of like the first day thing, but Ratchet was not really like that in G1, but First Aid was like that with the protective bots and everything. That's pretty nice. You know, grim look for the Autobots. You know, they're all just sitting around, just like, you know, all dying and everything. So that was really dark looking. Jetfire Blade's really cool. I thought it was really. I did What's New in Transformers, and you know, Matrix Workshop. I forgot. Somebody's making a blade for the Jetfire and everything. I thought that's pretty cool. It looked really nice on there. Impactor is loyal to Ratchet, so I thought that's pretty cool. You know, once he saved him, and he has to work too. You know, that's what Ratchet says. You know, if I save somebody, they have to work with me and, you know, save other people or other robots. I thought that's pretty cool. Once again, the Autobots were rich folk, and, you know, the Decepticons were kind of lower class. They talk about that a little bit as well with Ultra Magnus and everything. Ultra Magnus is just getting, you know, shocked and everything, just getting the crap beat out of him and everything. And, you know, he's a lot of pain. And then Ultra Magnus gets free. And once again, he didn't shoot Ultra. I mean, he could have shot Megatron, but Megatron's like, I'm not going to turn around because you'll never shoot somebody in the back. And I'm like, come on, just shoot him. But that, you know, that would have just kind of ended everything. But it's weird. Then Jetfire with his blade cuts off the gun or everything. So that's, you know, that's all that and everything. So, you know, and then they didn't take, you know, they're trying to get Ratchet to, you know, help Wheeljack with the space bridge, and didn't take much convincing. You know, just took a couple of things. It's like, oh, all right, I'll help now and everything. So Impactor's a cool character. I thought he was really nice. He protected and swore to himself, not the Autobots or Decepticons. You know, he swore to himself before, you know, the war and everything. Really dark torture of Ultra Magnus. You know, he's getting just, you know, and everything. Jetfire and Skywarp is a cool interaction and everything. Then he kills Skywarp. It's like, golly, man, they're just killing a lot of them. Like, how do you kill Skywarp? But it could have been a clone or something like that. I don't know. It might not be the real Skywarp, but who knows? But I think it probably was. I mean, they called it Skywarp, so I guess it would be Skywarp. But I hope he's not dead, you know, but we'll see. Raining. You know, Megatron's once again giving the speech at the end. Why is it raining? Like, it doesn't need, you know, it has nothing to do, but I just thought it was weird. I just saw rain. I'm like, why is it raining on Cybertron? They're robots. Could be acid rain, who knows. Then, another speech, saying, till all are warned once again, and they're all yelling hell Megatron and everything. That was a pretty cool end scene. So that was the end of episode 3. Yeah. All right, episode 4. Let's get to it. So I did mention the intro is pretty cool. I thought, short and sweet, to the point. I like it. Cool scene with the, when they're walking up to the Alpha Trion grave. And, that's pretty cool. Ultramagnus is their prisoner and everything. Meg says it's so touching that Prime, would put their base at that grave and everything. So that's pretty, funny and everything. And then, I fooled you and everything. So Ultramagnus, which is, trying to, save some time. But he died. My gosh, he got roasted too. I mean, my lord. And then the Alphatron protocol. I don't know. It looks like a bunch of glitter and lights and everything. It looks like he did a Starscream and his soul, his spark went up and everything and went to somebody else. And I'll tell you in a second. And so yeah, the cool Jetfire transformation. When he's flying in, transforms and goes. That's pretty cool. I like that and everything. So Bumblebee. He is the chosen one. He's Neo from the Matrix and everything. So why him? I don't know. We'll find out later, hopefully. You don't find out in this one, but maybe later on, Earthrise, you might find out. But yeah, Bumblebee is feeling he's given all the, knowledge and everything, all that stuff and everything. The Arc, is still cool looking. Every time they show the Arc, I really like that. Soundwave sending off Laserbeak, to do his what he does was pretty cool and everything. So Jetfire, at this point is turning. He just killed Skywarp and everything. So I like it when Megatron went thumbs down and everything. So the cool Seeker fight, and they started fighting in the air. That was really cool. Jetfire jumps on one of the Rainmakers. I think it was the purple one, whatever his name was. I forgot the recolor. Hot links, yeah. He stepped on, or jumped on hot links and cut his, nose cone off and everything. That was pretty sweet. So yeah, it's really cool. Jetfire and the Seekers fighting and everything in the air. Thought that was pretty cool. Then come down, Red Alert. They're showing Red Alert. Ratchet's, saying good job. And Red Alert really cares. He's trying to fix all the Autobots and everything. And so that's pretty neat and everything. B had a Spike moment, like in Revenge of the Fallen, and he just starts seeing stuff. When the protocol comes to him, he wakes up and he just starts seeing, stuff and everything. So he had one of those Spike Wiki moments from Revenge of the Fallen. So that's pretty funny. A lot of speeches on both sides. They're always talking. Prime's doing speeches. Megatron's doing speeches. A lot of speeches in this 6 episodes and everything. They question, and they always question Prime a lot. Like they don't, they just don't believe what he's wanting to do, and just weird. They always question him and everything, especially Elite of One and everything. They always question him and everything. So he goes, Prime goes to the Guardians, and once again another scene from Revenge of the Fallen. Remember the heaven scene with the Fallen, and all the whatever they were called. That just remind me, they're in the fog and everything, and just kind of remind me of that heaven scene. So, nods to Bayverse. I know it's not really nods to Bayverse, but whatever. But so yeah, the Guardians, still, they won't, help and everything. They don't, they don't care. They said they don't, they're not going to fight between the two factions. They don't want to choose that side and everything. I still love the battle damage look. Once they show close-ups, like Red Alert and all them, I love the battle damage. That's pretty cool and everything. So yeah, with the fog and everything, Prime yelling is still weird, but he does have a good point. Why be called the Guardians when you won't, guard Cybertron or something? So, whatever. Mirage doing what Mirage thing, that's, pretty cool. Him, just saying stuff. And Starscream gets promoted. That was pretty cool. And then Starscream being Starscream, I'm going to lead the, Seekers and everything. But, he always in G1 says, if I had the chance to lead the Decepticons and everything. So that's pretty cool. And then Shockwave and Soundwave were, made, gestures like, huh? Like, really? And just shaking their head. I thought that was pretty funny, thing. So all the knowledge is in B. So, let's see, and one of the episodes, B, so B goes and talks to Alpha Trion. Didn't Prime in one of the G1 episodes do that? Did he go back and talk to them about the knowledge and everything? Or was it Hot Rod or Rodimus? I think it was Prime. But anyways, I had, hit me up in the comments, tell me what you thought. I thought there was an episode where Prime went in and talked to them and everything. So B does the same thing, explains what the protocol in the Matrix is, till all are warned Bumblebee. They still run funny, when they're running, another alarm goes off and they start running and sees Prime and B running. And it just looks weird. Just like I said, B looking like me running, like slow-mo. Just weird looking. And then, Jetfire comes in and he says, I'm not here to fight. I'm ready to, I want to be with the Autobots. So that was the end of the episode 4. So let's go on to episode 5. Yeah. All right, on to episode 5. Let's get it started. All right. So Soundwave, he shows up the first scene. Pretty cool. He's got the screens and he's doing all the everything. That's pretty cool. I like that. And then we got Cyrus the Virus is introduced. Another plan. So this is a secret experiment. How many does Shockwave have? I mean, golly, he's got tons of them probably. Everything. So pretty cool plan though. Using ultramagnets as to spread the virus or anything. I think that's pretty neato. Jetfire's speech was good, saying a Megatron will stop at nothing to take out the Autobots. Now it used to be about other stuff. Now Megatron's just like he's getting to the evil side of he's not really having any more compassion. He's like, I want to end this now. Get rid of all the Autobots and everything. So pretty neato, everything. So B is smart like Grimlock. Remember in Grimlock's new brain? Now B has all the knowledge and everything. He's just like typing away, trying to get everything started, all that stuff. So pretty cool. Then he finds the Allspark, and so it's in the Sea of Rust, which sounds spooky. So I like it. That's a pretty cool name for it and everything. Once again, Alita 1 questions Prime again. I think that's all she's done in every episode, just question Prime. But Prime, why are you? I'm like, kind of annoying. But anyways, moving on. They also mentioned Dreadwing. They mentioned him twice in there, and I think it said either Dreadwing or Redwing, but I think they said Dreadwing. So they mentioned Dreadwing, as one of those. He's the one of the Decepticons that mapped out the Sea of Rust and everything, because it's it's a spooky place and everything. The Mirage was pretty cool behind the space bridge. I thought that was pretty cool the way he did it and everything. It was very nice. Ultramagnets, using ultramagnets to spread the virus was really dark. He's just hanging up there and everything. It's just really weird. It's like I said, it's really dark. Even my wife said, she was listening to it on Thursday night. She was listening a little bit while she's on the computer. She's like, man, that sounds really dark. I mean, are you watching Transformers? I'm like, yeah, it's a little, it's a little different than what we used to and everything. So yeah, Prowl using the core override to, probably blow out. Jetfire says, I'm going to help y'all. I want to help y'all and everything. And they introduce the core override, which basically they just put like a bomb in Jetfire's head, and if he messes up, boom, he's gone and everything. So they don't want to use it. Prime's like, man, please don't make us use this, everything. So yeah, it's pretty damn sadistic, and everything. Once again, Alita 1, she questions Prime. Go figure, and everything. So RC shows up out of nowhere, and everything. Like I said, the Sea of Rust is a cool scene. They're driving through, Jetfire's flying. He sets off some sparklers and stuff or anything like that. And Prime and them are driving and everything. So they're lightning's going through and everything. It's pretty cool, all stuff. And then Jetfire saves Prowl and he earns the respect. And then Prowl says I'm not gonna blow your head off. So that's pretty nice. Very nice and everything. And then they show up and B, RC, and one of the cogs, I think one of the recolors. Show up and they got energy on there, want to trade it with a Sound Blaster, and he's a mercenary, which and the toy, he's got a Decepticon symbol, so maybe they should have put a mercenary like they did Exhaust. He's a mercenary, so they should have used him, but he's a mercenary, and he looks pretty pimp daddy in his throne. He's just sitting there and everything, like he owns a pawn shop and everything. He's like, I'll give you $7 for that. That's all I can go. But yeah, he's a he's a pawn shop owner or something like that. So that's pretty neato. And pretty cool when Sound Blaster, they're going through, and Sound Blaster said, he was actually a failed experiment of Shockwave's. So that's pretty cool. They point that out. I love the backstories and everything. And he, like I said, he was mercenary. They mentioned Sector 7 was another nod to Bayverse. I don't know. Maybe so. But Sector 7 was in, Transformers from Babyverse. RC using Cog as a weaponizer. Still freaking awesome. I thought that was nice. That's pretty neat. And then using Buzzsaw as the eyes in the sky. What Soundblaster said, he said Soundwave's not the only one that has eyes in the sky. So that's pretty neat. And then they go in and they find zombie Transformers. And they're all, the Sea of Rust. They're zombies now. This wild stuff. It's really wild. And they just tore Moonracer up. So that was another dark scene. Just and everything. So, sounds were scary. The way they were walking is just real rusty and everything. So that's pretty neat. So that was the end of episode 5. One more episode to go and then we'll be done. Yeah. All right. Final episode is coming up. Let's get to it. So RC with Cog on her shoulders, still looking cool. I thought it was really neat. B just passes out. I think the virus finally hit everything. And so I think he lost the protocol to that and everything. So, sounds of her dying is really creepy. This going back to the other episode. It's either Moonracer or one of them. So many clones. But yeah, it was real creepy hearing her die and everything, and then the movement of the rusty Transformers. Wow. So now the Allspark shows up. Yay. Prime jumps up, to get the Allspark. He flies off with the edge. Everything's pretty cool. And he has one of the zombie things hanging off of him. And that's a pretty cool scene and everything like that. Then the zombies, once he touches the Allspark, the zombies do the Infinity War dust, and they just dust away. So there you go. Impactor fighting the Decepticons was pretty cool. All the Decepticons, ascending to the Ark and everything. Showed a little nice scene with that, and then it showed Megatron giving another speech, and they were kind of in the shadows, and they had the red eyes. It really, a really awesome scene, just a beautiful scene with all the Decepticons around him and everything. That was pretty cool. The Ark scene was, like I said, cool. And then Prime finally says, "Roll out." The first time he says that. He only says it one time in this series right now. And B lost the protocol and everything, and then he's going to join the Autobots. He starts fighting for the Autobots and everything. The Seekers holding the Null Rays, Starscream and all them were holding the Null Rays instead of on their arms sometimes. So that's kind of weird. You never saw that, but, whatever. Let's see, Jetfire and Starscream interaction is pretty cool. They start fighting a little bit, little scuffle, and then Megatron yells at him, "Go destroy the space bridge," and Starscream's like, "What?" And then transform and everything. That's pretty cool. Like I said, tons of clones. There's you don't know who's who. I don't know. Prime and Megs blaming each other for the war. More talking, calling Megs out and everything. It's just back and forth. Just talk. You see Astro Train for a little bit, and you see Cliffjumper one time. He was in the earlier episode, but you saw him one time. He was like on Moonbase 1 or something. I don't know. It showed him on the screen. And then Cool Teletron 1 activates the defenses and destroys everything around him. That's pretty cool. And then it starts to blast off, and then you see Soundwave go, "Whoa!" It starts running. That's pretty funny and everything. Impactor saving Ratchet. That was pretty cool. Move everything. They activating the space bridge, but I think a Seeker was going to destroy Ratchet, and an Impactor jumped in the way. I thought that's pretty cool. So he died a heroic death for Impactor. I wonder if Ratchet could bring him back. I don't know. But anyways, they'll just probably put a clone in there anyways to be Impactor. Prime and Meg's battle in the first, they're fighting over the Allspark. So it just remind me of another Bayverse movie, the first Transformer movie. Remember that? Yeah. So Bumblebee saves the day. He shoots Megatron, and pew pew, and Megatron just deflects it off like, what was that? Did I just see a mosquito or something? And then, he turns around, and Prime grabs the Allspark and chunks it up into the space bridge and everything, so that's pretty neat. And then Omega bursting out of the ground was pretty epic. I thought that was a great scene. It was like that. And it always, Omega could have just took out everything. Took out all the Decepticons. For me, I'm going back to G1. I always thought Omega was, a cool character, but he was really weak. He always got shot at and destroyed. He always had to be fixed and everything. And then Omega could have just wiped out all the Decepticons right there, but he didn't. He just it's just a slow moving thing again. Everything. But it still was pretty epic when he came out of the ground. I thought that was really nice. Nice. Poor Red Alert, but he's okay. You see him at the end. And then while Elita 1 is talking to Prime and saying that she's going to stay behind, they just show her crotch. which was really weird. Just a crotch shot and her talking. I was like, all right, that's kind of weird. And then Cybertron lit up, really cool. It's all lit up. Didn't look, like it was worn or torn or anything like that. It still looked damaged, but, it looked a little better, in the light and everything. And then the Ark is just floating around, and then they get a Teletron 1 comes on and says, unknown vessel. So, I don't know, is that the Decepticons coming? Probably so, but who knows. But yeah, that was the end of episode 6. Yeah. End of episode 6. And, I said it was kind of long and everything, but I had to, wanted to, go through and make sure that I, touched most of the points and everything. So overall, I liked it. I really liked it a lot. I'm glad we got Transformers back on Netflix. I think that's a good platform to put on, and I think that when we get Earthrise and hopefully get Kingdom, it's going to be even longer. I would love to have them been like maybe 8 episodes instead of 6. 22 minutes was fine. That's what usually the G1 episodes were, without the commercials and everything. So I thought that was pretty good, but I just wish they had more, maybe 8 or 10. I'm hoping Earthrise has around 10 episodes. That would be really nice and everything. So other than that, it was really nice. Excited for more. I'm really, I'm excited. Yeah, I just see Transformers and everything. The really dark, lots of killing. Even like I said, my wife said, "Man, is that Transformers?" I'm like, "Yeah." I mean, it's really dark. A lot of killing. The spikes. The Autobots, hanging on the spikes and everything. Just had a lot of dark moments and everything. Man, when Moonracer died. That was some chilling stuff and everything. So really nice and everything. Decent character, build up, the backgrounds and everything. The Ultramanus and Prime, like I said, with the 86 movie, you gave him the Matrix, but you didn't really know anything about him and Prime. But now you kind of get a little something that what they did. The interactions between Starscream and Megatron and Jetfire and everybody, and then Ultramanus and Megatron talking about their brotherhood. Where they saved each other. So a lot of good build, character build up. Impactor was really good. Ratchet, Red Alert. You learned a lot about him. Some of the characters you did, like Spinister and Skytread and all those, some of the Decepticon ones, it would have been cool to get a better backstory from them, but they were kind of B characters anyways. But I think we got some character build up, and with B, all them, so I thought it was really good. Animation, it was good. I liked it overall. There were some, nice scenes, pretty scenes, with the Ark and the space bridge and some of the, the Decepticon headquarters and everything. Just the characters, it kind of wasn't their fault. They mainly looked like the toys. And so, like I said, the toys are kind of, they're bulky. They have waffles and they have big backpacks and everything. So, like I said, when they were running, it just looked like me running. It was like, slow-mo, and it was weird looking. But I did love the battle damage. Like I told you, I love the battle damage on everything. So the animation was really good, but, it was kind of their fault that they looked like, their toys and everything. But they had to. They got, they're trying to sell toys. That's what it basically is and everything. But I thought the animation was pretty good, especially some of the fight scenes with a lot of the fight scenes were really good, especially with the Seekers and everything. That was really nice up in the sky and everything. So that's pretty good. The voice acting. A lot of people griping about the voice acting on Facebook. I thought it was fine. It was kind of weird. B kind of sounded weird. Ironhide, I thought, he sounded weird because he was younger. It sounded like like an older man or anything like that. But you gotta understand, it's not, it is G1, but it's not G1 from 35 years. And unfortunately, those, voice actors, most of them have passed, and then Prime, Welker and Cole and all those, they're getting older, and it's just, it's just a new time for a new cast of voice actors, and I think they did a great job, to be honest. I mean, it sounded weird. Soundwave sounded weird a little bit, but he's supposed to sound like that. And I think, but I really liked the voice acting. I thought it was pretty decent. Especially Starscream. I thought Starscream was really good. With his voice, that was really nice and everything. So, overall, I was pleasantly surprised and pleased, and I really liked it. I really wanted more. Like I said, it was too short. I wish it would have been like 8 or 10 episodes. That would have been really cool. But I'm really excited to get some more and see some Earthrise and all that wonderful stuff. So yeah, it's highly recommended to me. I've watched it twice. I'll probably watch it again because why not? It's Transformers. Just happy. Yay. So hit me up with some likes, shares, prayers, and Care Bears. Go hit that sub button for me if you don't mind. Hit me up with some comments. Tell me what you thought of it, if you've seen it. What I'd love to see what you thought of it, what the negatives, what the positives, and everything was. And I'm glad you were able to sit through this and watch this and everything. So I guess I'll see you on the next. God dang, when's Earthrise going to come out on Netflix? And as always, be good to yourself. Hail Hasbro, and good night, folks.